Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom, the walking, talking encyclopedia. Acid base balance, the divine design of nature. My dharma, the impeccable wisdom, the wisdom of the divine nature. My greatest discovery, Divyank, the divine design of nature, with which perfect objects are designed and created. Divyank is a reward of 60 years of integrated knowledge. Impeccable wisdom is enlightening. Akhand Vidya wisdom is empowering. Acid-base balance is one of the 10 factors responsible for perfect homeostasis, perfect physical health, emotional stability, mental health, and spiritual integrations. So, what is acid-base balance? It centers around the percentage of hydrogen ions in the blood. And percentage of hydrogen ions in the blood will define what is the pH. To start with the pH of a perfect homeostasis of a perfect human being, let us be very precise and concise. It should be 7.4. In the beginning itself, let me tell you, 7.4 pH is the perfect one, and 4.5 is the acid limiting capacity of urine. If you take 7.4 and 4.5, the ratio is Divyank ratio only. Nothing can go beyond 4.5 is a reality, and it revolves around this. To maintain blood level at 7.4, kidneys plays very important role to maintain homeostasis, and for which acid-base balance is one of the factors which kidney plays very important role, along with the lungs and of course the digestive system and many others. Even liver would play an important role, brain would play an important role. Anyway, to understand acid-base balance fully, normal pH of blood 7.4 and pH also, let me tell you, is the power of hydrogen, the amount of hydrogen ions in the blood. Let's put it that way. Now, from this angle, kidneys play an important role. You have two kidneys, two ureter, one bladder, and urethra, which is the prime. Middle function is you have capsule, you have cortex, you have medullary pyramid, you have calyx, you have hilum, and ureter with the blood supply. Third thing important to understand the microscopic representation is what nephrons. You have cortical nephrons and you have medullary nephrons, juxtamedullary nephrons. Cortical nephrons are 80% and they manufacture or form urine as such, and juxtamedullary are the acidification of urine or bringing urine to the particular normal place. From this angle, kidneys play an important role. Now let's understand a little further. Glomerular filtration, I have already explained. Amount of blood which is carried to the urinary system, the kidneys, is phenomenal, almost like 22% or 20%. It could be 1.1 or 1 of 5 liters goes to kidneys, and the percentage is pretty high. And out of this, 125 ml is glomerular filtration rate, which is about approximately 20% of the blood which goes to the kidneys. And how it is filtered as ultrafiltrate, and then it is reabsorbed, the ones which are absolutely essential, and then reaccretion of something which can be secreted out cannot be done by ultrafiltrate because the size of 4 micron size. Anything larger than 8 microns which cannot pass through have to be pushed with the help of ATP or the force. The first one is the passive, or from higher concentration to lower concentration. And then what is excreted out is filtration minus reabsorption plus secretion. This is something which I've explained very clearly in the earlier. Now I'm bringing another element. What really happens in glomerular filtration? There are 4 stages. First one, filtration alone. That means blood has come to the kidneys, glomerular filtration takes place, and whole thing is passed as such without reabsorption, excretion. So there are only 2 levels. Substance A can easily go, which does not get reabsorbed at all. Then second thing is the one which is filtration and partial reabsorption from proximal or distal convoluted tubules. The stage is B. C is the one filtration and complete reabsorption. So urine is not formed, and this could happen in a dehydrated condition or when the amount of water in the urine is very less and things have to be done, and then respiration through the skin and other processes, elimination can take place, which does happen in those areas. Now that is the third C, substance C, and fourth one is filtration and secretion and excretion. This is what is normally happening. So these 4 stages are the 4 levels of glomerular filtration which take place in the kidneys to make sure that we are free from all the waste and harmful products after the consumption of carbohydrates, proteins, fatty acids by the 100 trillion cells in the presence of oxygen or without oxygen. And what is produced is carbon dioxide, and it is the carbon dioxide which is responsible for acidosis or pH or acid-base balance. The first thing which plays an important role is carbon dioxide, and same carbon dioxide beyond a particular level, stimulus for nervous system could be carbon dioxide. It could also be hydrogen ions or acidosis. So physiological or scientific acidosis or so-called pulmonary acidosis, respiratory acidosis plays a very important role to rectify that problem. Now let's understand that in the next process. Dynamic of filtration I've already explained. Glomerular hydrostatic pressure because of water, it is 61.80. Colloidal osmotic pressure because of proteins, primarily albumin, is 32. And the products which are there in Bowman's capsule are producing a pressure of 18, which against hydrostatic pressure plus this. 32 plus 18 is 50. 60 minus 50 is 10. That is what is called net filtration pressure, or 10 milligram per mercury, which is efficient to do glomerular filtration effectively. I have already explained that. The percentage of water along with the blood is carried to different parts to maintain balance. And as I told you, it is power of hydrogen in water or the blood, which is acid-base balance. So in other words, water plays very important role for homeostasis or nectar or amrit by and large. So amount of blood which goes to the brain is 55 ml per 100 ml, is 0.7 ml or 14%. Heart 70 ml per 100 grams is 4%, is phenomenal. Liver and digestive system is 1.35 liters, could be 27%, is phenomenal because you need detoxification, assimilation, many important processes which take place in liver and digestive system, which are essential to keep us free from most of the waste and harmful products of the body. Major elimination of something which is already absorbed from the digestive system, utilized by the cells, is in the blood, is done by the kidneys and skin. Kidneys get almost 20% at 22%. Percentage of 400 ml to 100 grams per minute is phenomenal rate. And that's it. We'll not go into the details of other things which play equal important role in elimination of the waste products or harmful products. Now, having understood, we need to purify so that we can maintain acid-base balance of 7.4 in the blood, and urine concentration could be 4.5, which is a Deviank ratio, and every aspect of kidneys along with the heart, even the brain, is designed with Deviank ratio only. It's also something which I've been made it very, very clear. Now, what are the important parts in acid-base balance which play important roles? As I told you, the first thing which is very, very important is the carbon dioxide produced by 100 trillion cells after utilization of oxygen plus carbohydrate plus amino acids to produce carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide and this water in the blood both put together become carbonic acid with the help of carbonic anhydrase, and which can further split into ionic form. Hydrogen ions which are positive and bicarbon ions which are negative cation. Bicarbonate moves out of the testicular cells of the kidneys and go to interstitial fluid and turn to the blood for general circulation, because bicarbonate is taken out because it has to maintain the balance. And then sodium also comes from tubular cells, plus this becomes sodium bicarbonate, which is essential part of maintaining acid-base balance. That's one part. Tubular lumen also got sodium bicarbonate, which splits into bicarbon and sodium. Hydrogen gets connected with bicarbonate to produce carbonic acid, which further splits into carbon dioxide plus water in the tubular cells. Water is washed out or reabsorbed and carbon dioxide goes into tubular cells. This cycle of water from carbon dioxide to carbonic acid to hydrogen ions, bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate, and this goes on in the kidneys to make sure that we are free from imbalance of power of hydrogen or very acidic or very alkaline urine. Sodium and hydrogen work as counterproductive, and power is used of ATP in this particular process. And I'm sure from this particular product is very, very clear. Carbon dioxide is produced by the cells along with the water. Start the process and eliminate and keep ourselves fully perfect as well acid-base balance of 7.4 is concerned in blood. As long as we have that, we'll be blissful, smooth, and other thing. Will not suffer from physical health, emotional imbalance, mental health problems, or intellectual problems or other problems. So acid-base balance from that point becomes very clear. So I'm sure this is the first thing which comes to my mind, which nature design. It's a divine design of nature, because I have told you in the beginning itself, nature produced carbon dioxide from benzene plus oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide water to produce, and carbon dioxide is taken by plants from atmosphere, water from the ground to produce with a photosynthesis carbohydrates, proteins, and other fatty acids. That process goes on, and then that particular carbohydrate along with oxygen are used by the living beings to produce carbon dioxide, and this process of carbon dioxide to the plants to carbohydrate and human being carbohydrate, proteins and other things to produce carbon dioxide, the cycle goes on. Now the process is very clear. Methane to start with CH4 plus oxygen to give carbon dioxide, and now carbon dioxide and water start playing to maintain the balance. Atmosphere has got carbon dioxide, plants take it, produce it, and we produce it back, and cycle is maintained. As long as this cycle is maintained with balance, there is no problem with respect to acid-base balance. And that is something which I have made it very, very clear. Second plant, a video which makes very clear respiration has very important roles in maintaining acid-base balance when it comes to the question of carbon dioxide or pH. Let's start with acid-base homeostasis, which is disturbed. Suppose, let's go on the left side, pH has come down. That means we are led to acidosis. pH has come down. It's not 7.4. It's below 7.2. So let's say 7.2 is acidosis. As acidosis, stimulus starts from brain, and you have centers in the brainstem for respiration. First stimulus for inspiration in the brain is carbon dioxide only. When it goes beyond a particular level, then it becomes acidosis. Then a higher center comes to play a role to increase what you see the next is respiration rate. When respiration rate increases, that means we are washing out more and more of carbon dioxide out. Blood carbon dioxide will go out. As a result, sodium bicarbonate will come down. As a result, pH will go up because more hydrogen ions and more of bicarbonate has come out. So now here it's very, very clear. As I told you in one of the videos, it's a balance with the hydrogen ions and the bicarbonate. And the bicarbonate is perfect, hydrogen is perfect, 7.4 is there. But when carbon dioxide has come down, pH has fallen down, there is more of hydrogen ions than carbon dioxide. So you need to throw carbon dioxide out and bring it down to lower level and then produce acid-base balance. Suppose pH is high. I am talking about alkalosis. Then stimulates again brain and artery receptors. Respiration comes down. Blood carbon dioxide increases. Bicarbonate increases. pH comes down and acid-base balance is maintained. So this particular cycle where respiration plays an important role, this is where all the respiration processes to make sure. So normally in a normal condition, we can hold on to the breath for 30 seconds, 45 seconds and 1 minute. Beyond that is very, very difficult because when we don't breathe out, carbon dioxide is produced. When carbon dioxide reaches a particular level, we cannot do anymore. It becomes a stimulus for inspiration. When it goes further, acidosis stage, also it becomes the same problem. So from that angle, the design of inspiration, active process 38.196, expiration of 61.80 is maintained because same thing is found in the cells in the nerve brainstem in Deviant ratio to maintain. So this is again centers around Deviant ratio only. Hydrogen bicarbonate plus hydrogen, then acidosis and alkalosis with the respiration can be balanced, and that is second part which is important. There are third important part. You have phosphates, you have ammonia, where you have urea, you have many other chemicals which can also add to the acid-base imbalance. And this, as I showed in the beginning, hydrogen plus carbon dioxide, carbonic anhydrase to bicarbonate, to hydrogen on one side, bicarbonate on the other side is something which I have already shown. Then sodium comes from this side, and this balance is one part. But you see in the tubular side, there is phosphate. There is also ammonia. And how phosphate and ammonia is also expelled out to make sure that our pH is maintained. You have seen hydrogen plus sodium monophosphate leading to sodium biphosphate, and expelling it out is absolutely essential. So ammonia, urea, uric acid and all these things also have a role to play to maintain acid-base balance to 7.4. So carry home message at this particular juncture is very, very clear. For that, we'll go to the next slide and revise the whole thing in a very consequential form. This picture I'm not going to talk, but I'll use this picture to conclude what we have learned from this particular slide to maintain acid-base balance of 7.4. pH means power of hydrogen is the amount of hydrogen ions present in the blood, which define. Normally pH of blood is 7.4, which technically speaking is called alkaline. Normal neutral is 7. Less than 7 would be acidic. What you see in testis, 7.5 is the acidic urine to make sure proteins are broken down and microorganisms are broken, erythropoietin is done. When it's more than 7 and then alkalosis, and up to 7.4 if maintained will be blissful, calm and quiet. Otherwise it will be burning from acidic, which nature did not want. So then you have the process of elimination of hydrogen ions by the kidneys for acidic purification, which we'll be talking much more detail in the next one. How this process is brought in juxtamedullary nephrons. Now, having brought expulsion of hydrogen or reabsorption of bicarbonate into the blood to maintain the balance of acid-base balance between sodium bicarbonate and hydrogen balance, and you should be perfectly healthy. As long as we maintain 7.4 throughout the life, you could be any stage, all for which kidneys play a very, very important role. There are two kidneys will filter out everything. If your kidney remain young and dynamic and play according to your needs and do all the adjustments within the body to make sure that your blood has a pH of acid-base balance of 7.4 throughout and keeping all the biophysical parameters as good as when you are 21, perfectly healthy, even at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 plus. You can say you have really learned the art of nature. You can understand atoms properly, you can understand elements properly, you understand the molecules properly, you understand the compounds properly, you understand the cells properly. And that is what spiritual science is all about, and that is exactly what I'm trying to show, that with the diet control and having balanced lifestyle and doing things systematically, everyone in the world can achieve and be in tune with universal consciousness. When you are in tune with universal consciousness 24/7, you can produce alpha frequency 8 hertz throughout the brain with eyes open and eyes closed, anywhere and everywhere. All the divine nature things come from Akash Kosh, you will know. Then experiment and recreate what I have recreated in Akhand Vidyashram, an impeccable wisdom for the world, which can help the people to go and burn. So prime objective of Akhand Vidyashram is spiritual science, impeccable wisdom, for the entire, because the information which is taught from school, college to the universities is highly defective. I'm not talking about technical universities, forget about it. I'm concerned about human beings and living beings. As long as we human beings are perfectly fine, we could be good custodians and take care of the universe. If we are imbalanced, all the problems are coming by only people who are either physically imbalanced, mentally, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, religiously, or otherwise. Selfishness is the cause. When everybody is perfect in tune with nature, then things will be as perfect as every religion ever wanted. So let's create something called spiritual science for the benefit of the entire world. Anyway, thank you very much.